This video is brought to you by Ridge Wallet, a slim front pocket wallet available in carbon fiber and titanium. With more than 250,000 sold, a lifetime guarantee and free shipping, get 10% off with the code GOLDFISH at ridgewallet.com. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So as you know, Tuesday means it's Type 2 or Standard Tuesday, and we have a pretty sweet artifact list to look at today. I kind of thought that artifact decks were on the way out when Kaladesh rotated, because that's where most of our best artifacts were from, but it seems like it's possible to piece together a pretty sweet artifact deck, even in Guilds of Ravnica Standard, and this is Jeskai Artifacts. It comes to us from Akuda Messiah, who took it to an undefeated finish in a small Japanese tournament, so congrats to Messiah on a super sweet deck. A quick reminder before we break down Jeskai Artifacts for Standard. If you enjoy this deck and you want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So our first big question about Jeskai Artifacts is why play an artifact-based deck? And the good news is there's some really good artifact payoffs in our standard format. First off, we have Tezzeret Artifice Master and also Karn Scion Aversa, two really powerful planeswalkers. Tezzeret makes artifact Thopters, which is nice. They're flying chump blockers. You can even get aggressive with them. The big payoff, though, is the Zero ability, which lets you draw a card, but if you have 3 artifacts or more, you get to draw 2 cards instead. So 0, draw 2 cards repeatedly. That's going to put you way ahead in cards super quickly. And then if you ever Emblem, you can do cool things. That's not really the point. Mostly you're making Thopters and drawing cards. Karn, on the other hand, generates card advantage with the +1 and -1, and then makes really big constructs with the -2. And the sweet thing about this deck is, thanks to Tezzeret and all the artifacts in this deck, the construct tokens that Karn makes are often going to be 5/5s, 8/8s, 10/10s in the late game, and we could just play a single Karn, -2 for 2 turns in a row, and get 2 massive creatures out of the deal thanks to all of the artifacts in our deck. So our planeswalkers are payoff number 1. Payoff number 2 is the Antiquities War, which on its first 2 lore counters helps us find artifacts, which is nice. They grow our Karn tokens. They make sure we have 3 artifacts on the battlefield to draw 2 cards with our Tezzeret. And then the last lore counter number 3, turns all of our artifacts into 5/5s until end of turns. And this even affects our non-creature artifacts. So all of our random support artifacts suddenly become massive beatdown creatures. So usually, if we can play this and keep it alive and just flood the board with artifacts, which our deck is really good at doing, then we just kill our opponent with this massive attack of 5/5 artifacts. We also have a couple of creature artifact payoffs. Master Thopterus, card advantage engine by sacking random artifacts if we need to, but mostly, as we are casting artifacts, we're getting more Thopters, which grows our Karn tokens, becomes 5/5 with our Antiquities War when it hits that 3rd lore counter, make sure we're drawing cards with our Tezzeret, so a really good cheap engine piece, and also, worth mentioning, 4 toughness, really good in our current standard. 4 toughness means you block everything against the aggro decks, and also dodge a decent amount of removal. And then we have Traxos Scourge of Krug, which kind of walks a line between an artifact enabler and an artifact payoff. On one hand, it's a 7/7 trampler for 4, which is a really huge creature. That's just a really good cost. It has some problems where it comes into play tapped and you gotta cast a historic spell, which in our case is mostly artifacts, but also Sai is legendary, so that is a historic spell. Our planeswalkers are also historic spells because they're legendary, so we can untap it pretty easily. So it's a massive beater that also counts as an artifact for all of our various synergies. So those are the 2 creatures in our deck. And then we have all the support artifacts. So we start off early in the game with some mana fixing artifacts. Mox Amber, a little bit weird. We do have a decent number of legends with our planeswalkers, with our Sai, but even if we can't make mana with it, it's still a 0 mana artifact to enable all of our synergies. Navigator's Compass gives us just a little touch of life gain, and then also fixes our mana by turning a land into the basic land of our choice. We also have some kind of card advantage, I guess you'd say, artifacts. Fountain of Renewal, more life gain, and we can always cash it in to draw a card if we're desperate. Treasure Map, not only does it scry in the early game, but when it flips around, it makes 3 treasure tokens, which is a huge boost of power for things like our Karn tokens. It gives us 3 artifacts, which is enough all by itself to draw 2 cards with Tezzeret, so it works really well with our synergies. And then we have a couple of equipment. Blackblade Reforge, both of our creatures are legendary, our Sai and our Traxos, and it is especially especially frightening on Traxos because it gives the creature +1/+1 for each land we control, and Traxos already has trample, so we just are going to have like a 15 power Traxos just stomp in, and then we can untap it by casting another artifact. And then Forebear's Blade equips for free, kind of works well with all the Thopters we make. We can attack if they die, just equip it to something else, so we can keep getting this repeated +3/+0 and trample, another way to just get in big chunks of damage while also enabling our artifact synergies. And that's basically the plan of the deck. We're looking to make huge Karn structs with Karn, draw tons of cards with Tezzeret, make a bunch of Thopters with Sai, maybe make all of our artifacts into 5/5 with Antiquities War, and smash our opponent with Traxos, and hope that that is enough to win us the game. For defense, we have 2 negates, just to kind of protect our stuff from removal spells. Deafening Clarion sweeps away our opponent's board, does not really kill any of our creatures, can also gain us a bit of life. Like, if we have a huge Traxos, gaining 15 life or something is a pretty sweet deal and a good way to swing the race against aggro. 1 response resurgence can be a way to just kill a creature, also can give us an extra combat step, which can just close out the game in 1 turn with our Traxos attacking equipped. Mana base wise, a bunch of dual lands, some basic lands. Also, Zelfrin's Void, we can kind of get away with this because we have so many colorless cards in the deck. Still, 4 colorless lands, a little bit risky, even though the Scry is nice. As far as the sideboard, we get a couple more artifacts. Sorcerer Spyglass, shut down planeswalkers like Teferi, Sentinel Totem for graveyards, Disdainful Stroke and negate to deal with control decks, get big planeswalkers and creatures. Justice Strike, Ixalan's Binding, and River's Rebuke give us some more removal we can kind of customize based on the matchup. And then we have some more sweet artifact payoffs. Wrath Compassion lets us flash in our historic spells at instant speed, and basically our entire deck is historic. Legendary planeswalkers, artifacts, literally just everything in our deck has flash when we have a Wrath out. Joyra to generate card advantage against control decks. Skilled Animator, another way to go beat down, kind of a sneaky way to turn a random Mox Amber or something into a big creature and kill our opponent. And that is the spiciness of Jeskai artifacts in Standard, and that's been our instant deck tech for today. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.